Hello students. In our last video lecture, we have discussed about the shoring and the underpinning. These methods are used to support the existing unsafe structures into the construction. Now, in the today's video lecture, we are going to discuss about the formwork. So, first of all, the formwork, it is generally provided at the time of construction of any concrete structure. So as we all know, the concrete is in the plastic state when it is placed. So this concrete requires a support and casing of the desired shape until it becomes sufficiently strong to support its own weight. In that case we are going to provide the formwork. Okay, so formwork म्हणजे काय तर एखादं कॉन्क्रीटचं स्ट्रक्चर ज्यावेळी आपण कन्स्ट्रक्ट करतो त्यावेळी इनिशियली ज्यावेळी आपण त्यात कॉन्क्रीट पोअर करतो त्यावेळी कॉन्क्रीट हे प्लास्टिक स्टेटमध्ये असतं म्हणजे आपण ज्या शेपमध्ये त्याला ओतू त्या शेपमध्ये तो ते शेप तो ॲक्वायर करत असतो. ओके, सो आपल्याला ज्या डिझायर्ड शेपमधलं कॉन्क्रीट स्ट्रक्चर हवं आहे त्या डिझायर्ड शेप अचीव करण्यासाठी आपल्याला काय करावं लागतं, त्याला एक केसिंग प्रोव्हाइड करावं लागतं आणि त्याच्यामध्ये आपण मग कॉन्क्रीट ओततो आणि मग आपल्याला जो काही आपला रिक्वायर्ड शेप आहे तो काय अचीव करता येतो. ओके, सो दॅट केसिंग विच इज प्रोव्हाइडेड, that support which is provided for the concrete structures, it is known as a formwork. Okay, so first of all, the meaning of a formwork. Formwork is a mold including all supporting structures used to shape and support the concrete until it attains sufficient strength to carry its own weight. ओके, म्हणजे जसं की मी आत्ता सांगितलं कॉन्क्रीट हे कसं असतं प्लास्टिक स्टेजमध्ये असतं मग त्याची सफिशियंट स्ट्रेंथ अचीव होईपर्यंत आपल्याला त्याला एक सपोर्ट प्रोव्हाइड करावा लागतो. सो दॅट इज नोन ॲज अ formwork. So it should be capable of carrying all the imposed dead and live loads apart from its own weight. ओके, सो हे फॉर्मवर्क आपल्याला कधीपर्यंत प्रोव्हाइड करावं लागतं जोपर्यंत ते जे काही स्ट्रक्चर आहे दॅट शुड बी एबल टू कॅरी हिज ओन वेट प्लस ही हॅज टू कॅरी imposed dead and live loads on it. Okay, so there are certain definitions of the formwork. The formwork is the temporary casing provided to support the concrete is known as a formwork. That formwork, it is known as a centering and molds also. When we have to call it as a centering, when such a temporary casing is provided to the support for the circular work such as arch, dome, etc. It is called as a centering. When such temporary casing is provided to relatively small units such as lintels, cornices, etc., it is called as a mold. Okay, so the formwork is again called as a centering and the molds. According to the shape and the size of the formwork, those are called as a centering and the molds. Okay, so this formwork, it is commonly made of steel and timber. The material which is used to form the formwork, it is generally of the steel or the timber. Now, what should be qualities of the formwork? So first quality of the formwork is it should be watertight. Okay, so as we are providing the concrete in the plastic stage into the formwork, if the water leakage is there, then whatever the water present into that concrete, that will be leakage out from that water leakage. So that formwork, it should be watertight. Second, it should be strong. When we are pouring the concrete into the formwork, at that time we are using vibrators so that whatever the voids developed into the concretes that can be removed. So that load that should be supported or that vibration should be sustained by those formworks. So those should be strong enough. Third, it can be reusable. Okay, so whatever the formwork we are using on one side, the same formwork can be used on the another side. Okay, so that should be reusable. Third, its contact surface should be uniform. Okay, which surface is going in contact with the concrete, that surface should be uniform so that we can get a proper uniform finish for the concrete structure. Next, it should be according to the size of member. Okay, so as we are designing the concrete members, whatever the size that is designed, that can be utilized by the formwork, or the formwork should be according to that size of the member. Next, the major objectives which are considered into the framework, or the goals which we have to keep in mind when we are designing the formwork. Those are the quality, safety and economy. So these are the three things on which the selection of the formwork is done: quality, safety and economy. First of all, the quality. So the forms must be designed and built with sufficient stiffness and accuracy so that the size, shape, position and finish of the cast concrete are maintained. क्वालिटी फॉर्मवर्कची कशी पाहिजे तर फॉर्मवर्कमध्ये एक सफिशियंट स्टिफनेस असावा, एक त्याच्या साईजची ॲक्युरसी असावी, त्याचं साईज, शेप, पोझिशन आणि त्याचं जे इंटरनल फिनिश आहे ते इंटरनल फिनिश प्रॉपर असावं, सो दॅट जे काही आपण कास्टेड कॉन्क्रीट आहे ते व्यवस्थित मेंटेन राहावं. ओके, सेकंड पॉइंट विच इज कन्सिडर्ड दॅट इज द सेफ्टी. So forms must be built sufficient strength and factor of safety so that they have the capable of all supporting loads. म्हणजे फॉर्म्स वरती जे काही आपले सगळे लोड्स येणार आहेत तर ते जे काही लोड्स आहेत ते लोड्स त्यांना सस्टेन केले पाहिजेत, त्याच्यामध्ये तो सस्टेन झाला पाहिजे. जे काही व्हायब्रेशन्स आपण त्याला प्रोव्हाइड करणार आहे फॉर प्रॉपर सेटलिंग ऑफ द कॉन्क्रीट, सो ते जे काही व्हायब्रेशन्स आहेत ते व्हायब्रेशन्स त्यांना कॅरी केले पाहिजेत, त्यासाठी सेफ्टी हा सगळ्यात इम्पॉर्टंट पॉईंट आहे. आणि थर्ड वन दॅट इज द इकॉनॉमी. सो the forms must be built efficiently, minimizing the time and the cost. ओके, इकॉनॉमी हे सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं कन्सिडरेशन आहे when we are providing the forms into the construction or when we are providing the formwork into the construction. Okay, so this forms or the formwork that should be economical. Next one, the requirements of the formwork. The material should be cheap and reusable. Next, it should be practically waterproof so that it should not absorb the water from concrete. Next, the swelling and shrinkage should be minimum. Next, the strong enough to withstand all the external loads. Next, the deflection should be minimum. Next, the surface should be smooth and afford easy stripping. Next, light in weight so that easy to transfer, and last one, the joint should be stiff so that the lateral deformation and the leak is minimum. So these are the requirement of the good formwork. First, it should be cheap and reusable. Okay, so whatever the formwork material which we are going to choose, that formwork material should be cheap and reusable. Okay, next, it should be practically waterproof. So as we are using the formwork for the concrete structures, that should be waterproof so that whatever water present into the concrete, that will absorb by the concrete and it will gain its strength. Next, the swelling and shrinkage should be minimum. As we are curing the water with the help of water, or as we are curing the concrete with the help of water, the swelling of that formwork material that may be happen due to the water, and that should be minimum. The swelling and the shrinkage, that should be minimum. Next, that should be strong enough to withstand all external loads. Okay, so whatever the external loads coming on it, that should be strong enough to stand against those loads. Next, the deflection should be minimum. The surface should be smooth and afford easy stripping. Next, light in weight so that easy to transfer from one place to another. Next one, the joints should be stiff so that lateral deformation and leak is minimum. Now, the next point, that is the three stages in the process. So, first stage of the formwork, that is the assembly and erection. Second stage, that is the concrete placement. And third, that is the stripping and dismantling. So first stage, that is the assembly and erection, it means when we are having a proper shape of the concrete structure, we have to assemble the formwork into the same way. Okay, so the assembly and erection, first point. म्हणजे आपल्याला फॉर्मवर्क पहिला असेंबल करायचं आहे प्रॉपर आणि त्याच्या त्या प्रॉपर प्लेसवरती त्याला इरेक्ट करायचं असतं. सेकंड आहे द कॉन्क्रीट प्लेसमेंट. ओके, in that after the assembly and erection we have to place the concrete into it, and last one, that is the stripping and streaming. Now we will see the formwork for the different parts of the structure. In this slide you can see the formwork for the column. So column, those are maybe in the shape of a square, a rectangle or circular. So whatever the shape of the column, according to that shape of the column we are providing the formwork for the column. So it consists of the following: side and end planks, yoke, nut and bolts. The two ends and the two sides of the planks are joined up by the yokes and the bolts. So these are the planks which are provided. To these planks we are providing the side planks. These are the side planks known as. These side planks are joined together with the help of yokes. These yokes are connected together with the help of nut and bolts. Okay. कॉलम ज्या शेपचा आहे, सर्क्युलर आहे, रेक्टँग्युलर आहे किंवा स्क्वेअर आहे, अकॉर्डिंग टू दॅट वी आर अरेंजिंग द प्लॅन्क्स. आणि हे प्लॅन्क्स आपण कशामुळे जॉईन करतो? विथ द हेल्प ऑफ योक्स. दीज योक्स आर जॉईन्ड विथ द हेल्प ऑफ नट अँड bolts. Okay, according to that we are providing column formwork. So these are the some site images for column formwork. So in this you can see the circular column formwork, and in this you can see the rectangular column formwork. Okay, so these are the planks. These are supported with the helps of yokes. Next, that is the formwork for the slabs and the beams. The formwork for the slab and beam, it consists of sole plates, wedges, props, head tree, planks, batten and ledgers. Okay, so this is the concrete structure which is supported on the sole plates. The sole plates are supported on the batten joints. These battens are supported on the ledgers and the joist. These ledgers are again supported on the cleat and braces and the brackets, and these are again supported on the vertical members or the vertical post or the props, and then these vertical props and plates are supported on the sole plates. Okay. So the sole plate, on these sole plates the vertical posts are supported. On these vertical posts the ledgers and the braces, brackets and joists are supported. On those the slab form is supported or the batten is supported, and on those the slab sheetings are supported. Okay, so these are the parts of the slab and beam formwork. The beam formwork rests on the head tree. Slab formwork rests on the batten and joist. So here it is, the beam which is provided along with the slab. This beam, it is supported on the head tree, and this head tree is supported on the vertical post, and the vertical post is supported on the sole plates. The slab is supported on the the batten is supported on the joist is again supported on the vertical post, and again the vertical post supported on the sole plates. So these are the some images for the slab formwork. Then the removal of the formwork. In the time of the formwork removal depends on the following factors: the type of the cement, the ratio of cement mix, and the weather conditions. So how much time we have to give for the formwork to gain concrete its own strength? That time, it is the time for removal of the concrete. So that depends on the type of the cement, ratio of the concrete mix, and the weather conditions. So these are the some days which we are generally keep the formwork. First, for the beam sides, walls and columns, we are providing 2 to 3 days for ordinary Portland cement, and for the rapid hardening cement, we are providing 2 days. For the slab, 4 days for OPC, and for rapid hardening 3 days. For the slab complete formwork removal, 10 days and 5 days. Beams, removal of sheeting and props remains intact, 8 days, 5 days. Beam and arches, complete formwork removal up to 6 meter span, 14 days and 5 to 8 days. And beams and arches, complete formwork removal more than 6 span, 21 days and 8 to 10 days. So these are the days for which we have to keep the formwork as it is, so that the concrete can gain its own strength. Then the advantages of the steel formwork. Steel formwork, it can be used for number of times. It is non-absorbent. Smooth finish surface can be obtained. No shrinkage of the formwork occurs. Easy to use. Its volume is less and its strength is more. Okay, so this completes our third chapter. Okay, so in this third chapter, what we have seen: stone masonry, brick masonry, then comparison of stone and brick masonry, different types of the stone and brick masonry, then the different types of scaffoldings, cavity wall, compound masonry, then formwork and shoring, underpinning. So these are the lot of things what we have discussed into our third chapter. Okay, so this ends our third chapter. So today we will stop over here. Thank you.